Hey, how you doing? It's Joe Cribb again with another humble offering to the world of cigar box guitar players, enthusiasts, builders, anyone else that's interested. Thanks for your comments on my last two videos. It's inspiring and it makes me want to, continue to put these out. I hope they can be helpful. It's just one little way of playing. It's not the only way by any means. And there's loads of different techniques that we can cover and look at. This was a technique that I had learnt of as the claw grip. Someone's kindly let me know that it's also called the pinch. You might know it as that. I kind of like the pinch. I also like the term pinch patterns, which we got into in part 2. So yeah, definitely look at parts 1 and 2 before you get onto this part, because we're going to start putting this hand into the equation now. So I'm going to teach you a really simple line, and for now I'm going to just use my fingers. I'll go into slide really briefly and we'll play the line with slide as well, and I'll just quickly talk about it, but then that's for another lesson because it's too vast a topic to just include now. So start off with fingers. Hold your claw grip or your pinch, ready with your tap. That's going to be important because you're going to always tap with everything you practice for now. The line goes, it's on our first string, that every note's going to be our first string, which means that if you can, and you're going to keep the pinch here, you're only going to be using this finger. Whatever you're using for your first string, try and keep using. Obviously when you play you can do it with a pick or with your thumb or other fingers. That can be done too for loads of other nice effects, but for now, for this technique, we'll try and use that finger only. And the line goes, for fingers, first finger on the 3rd fret on beats 1, 2, then we're going to have a beat come down, and you're going to put a note down on an and beat, and it's going to be on the 5th fret. So I'll play that slow so you can see what I mean. 1, 2, and. Again with a stomp, I'll count it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and. Now beats 3 and 4 are going to be 2 open strings, the first string, 3, 4. So I'm just going to loop that pattern for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now notice that the 5th fret comes on an and everything else that we play is going to be exactly what our stomp is. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, the second half of the phrase, you're going to bring your first finger up and play the 7th fret, again on beats 1 and 2, so that's 2 7th frets, first string. 1, 2. Now our and is going to be fret 10. I'm going to use my 3rd finger, is going to come up, play that. Then I'm going to move it, the 3rd finger, up to the 12th fret and play that on beats 3 and 4. So it's the same rhythm as the last phrase. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So now we try and put the whole phrases together. It's good just to loop each phrase on its own. By loop, just continually go round and round it. So now we'll loop the longer phrase, both phrases together. So I'll go nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, and 3. That's a hard jump actually, that caught me by surprise. I'll do it one more time. Get ready to jump to the 3rd fret, 5th, open, open, 7, 7, 10, 12. Okay, so once you go around that and you get into gripping that, maybe try with your slide. Again, we'll try and play clean notes and go nice and slow. We start with our 3rd fret. One little thing I'll say with the slide, because I'm aiming just for one string here, I don't want to come flat on for the note like that if I can. I always like to angle, and I use I go a third, probably about a third from the top where my nail is on my thumb there, and I'll just touch the note that I want right over the line, right over it if you can. It's difficult. So this time we're going to do it with our slide. So same line. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. And notice again, I'm not sliding. It's nice to do that, but that's just another thing that we will cover at a later stage. Just try and play them nice and clean. So obviously if you haven't got frets, you're not going to be playing with your fingers, so just try and aim and get clean notes. So that's the first thing to get down. Then we need to include the claw. So if we first of all, by clawing all the strings, we were clawing 8th notes in part 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and rather than it's a full rhythm, let's just claw that rhythm, which was 1, 2 and 3, 4. So claw 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Put the two things together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and try and loop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and we'll pick it up. Again, it doesn't matter how fast you play it, but it's good once it becomes natural at a certain tempo to try and increase it and increase it and increase it gradually. But that's not the point of playing, to play fast. But obviously the more dexterity you can get in this hand, the better. And it's one way is to practice starting to try and play things quickly. Finding when your wrist gets tense, because you start tensing, you need to relax at all times, even when you're playing super quick. Try to. It's easier said than done. So there we've put a claw pattern along with a line, a simple line. You can do that with any line. Just claw the rhythm. Just because it's a line, I might as well show it to you. That is 7th, 5th, 3rd, a little bit of phrasing, or hammer into the 4th and open. You could also slide in maybe. But again, we're starting to talk about phrasing, we don't need to. All it is you could just claw all the strings over a simple line. Nice full sound. So, give that a go. A little scale for you now. Kind of a minor sounding scale. I think, in fact, it probably is a minor scale. But I just think of it as a minor sound. And that is we'll go through it again. Try and keep the claw and use that finger for now. So the scale is open string first string. It's all on the first string again. Then second fret. Second finger comes in and plays the third fret. Third fret. Third finger comes in and plays the fifth fret. So that's open, second, third, fifth. This first finger jumps over and plays the seventh fret. Your next finger along plays the ninth fret. Third finger comes up and plays the 10th fret. Move your third finger up and play the 12th fret. Try that again. So we've got open, second fret with our first finger, third fret with our second finger, fifth fret with our third finger. First finger jumps up and plays the 7th fret. Second finger plays the 9th fret. Third finger plays the 10th fret. Move that up to the 12th fret. So, once that's in, you can move on. Try the second claw pattern that we came up with. It's just one I really like to use. Now we're playing both these strings on beats 1, 2, 3, 4. So every time we hit this string now, we can go up one degree of the scale. So let's try it. First of all, just get the claw pattern going. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and okay. So we've got that. Now let's move up the scale. So it's open first, open, second, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, 10th, 12th. We'll go down 10th, 9th, 7th, 5th, 3rd, 2nd, open. Try slide. Mix it up. Try fingers, fingers, then slide. Fingers, fingers, slide, slide, slide. Fingers, fingers, slide. Fingers, slide, fingers. Just whatever you want. And again, just like once you're happy with this at this tempo, just increase your tempo slightly. Okay, so while I was playing that, I was trying to show different ways of, occasionally putting in the slide using fingers. Once you get very comfortable with that pattern, your brain will then become comfortable with, yeah, I'll use the slide, it won't. And after a while, you can maybe start sliding into notes and adding all sorts of other textures. But another nice thing to do with that scale is to play it. First of all, we won't worry about the picking pattern with our fingers. We'll just look at the scale again. Start on the second degree of the scale, which is basically our second fret of the first string, and play that first. Then follow it by the open string. Then play your next step up the scale, the third fret, and play an open string. And then the next step of the scale, and so on. Always followed by an open string. Slide, same thing. effect actually when you do that with the slide. So that's one thing. Again, put your pattern in there. Start on the 2nd fret. Open, 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 so on. Then you could also start with the open, then play your 2nd fret, then play an open. So you're doing it almost in reverse. Whoops, I missed a note out there, sorry, the 9th fret. So put in the pattern, we're starting with the open this time rather than starting on the 2nd fret. Open, 2nd fret, open, 3rd fret. So that's quite a nice thing to do. You could also, rather than picking that pattern, you could pick where we claw all of them. Okay, and again you can apply all those to any scale you might know. Another brilliant one is the blues scale, and I'll quickly fire that scale at you as well. So we have an open string first, open 1st string, followed by the 3rd fret, followed by the 5th, then the 6th, then the 7th. I'm actually going to jump with my 1st finger to play the 10th, and then the 12th. 10th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 3rd, open. Taken with a pattern. Again, you can do repeated by the open string bouncing off. Open, 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 open. So try experimenting with some of those. Again, there's a lot of other patterns we could start doing. And actually one that going, in fact, yeah, this might work. I'll quickly throw this in, why not? Going back to this lick that we just learnt, we could mix 2 patterns together, so we could go and what I've chosen to do there is play the first 3 notes, sorry, 1, 2, and all as a claw, a full claw, every string, all 3. And then I'm going to go to my picking pattern, which is so that looks now full claw, full claw, full claw, other pattern. And again. Use that on the 2nd phrase. So there's a few more little ideas to start locking this hand in with this hand. It's probably enough to be getting on with. I've got lots more ideas, patterns and things to throw at you, but there's just no point. I'd rather you just dig in and experiment with everything that you find. Even when you get used to that rhythm, that 1, 2 and 3, 4, just try and phrase it on other notes. Just very quickly, I'll try improvising round that phrase, that See you next time. Hope it helps. All the best. Bye now.